we're here and we're talking about Watch Dogs. Obviously, if you have seen the first look that I actually did on Watch Dogs a little while back, which is brilliant, and you should have seen it because it was just fantastic. We talked about a little of the single-player stuff outside of the single-player story. Now today, Ubisoft have been showing off the app that is going to be coming with the game, or separate to the game, if you will. All right, so I've got the app, it's on my tablet, I log in, what do I see?
You see the grid, like it's the first thing you're gonna see in there. When you're playing in the game on console, as Aiden Pearce, like one of your biggest trophy is the grid. It's like this ability to get progressively connected to an entire city. So if you want, it's the visualization of data flow that there is in Chicago. So when you get on your tablet, that's the same visual that you get. This flow of information, this grid-like version of the entire city. And as you're in it, you can actually do your own progression, you can scan for things, find elements, and you can see other players. You can challenge those players, regardless of where you are, as soon as you have a connection, of course. And as soon as you do that, like spontaneously the player receives a proposition to get challenged. If he accepts, it's like one of the other activities he can live in the world, but this time around, he's kind of fighting, competing against someone who has a tablet and has a top-down view of the entire city flow, like data flow of Chicago. So he's fighting a man who can control the choppers, who can rearrange the cop disposition, who can act the city against them. So it creates a pretty unique real-time experience that he couldn't live with another guy with a different controller, for example. So we needed to bring that uniqueness or leverage what's unique about a tablet.
Squad, suspect back in view. We are on him. Over. Still no sign of suspect. We'll keep looking.
Are they going? They're going to be cooperative aspects, for example. All right, well, this is your challenge, and I'm jumping into it to help you. Where I'm going to take care of the hacking. So I saw that you could pop the blockers up, but you can hack the lights to jam an intersection. So you can use that in a way to support your friend. Is that one of the things you can do?
Yes, you can. I cannot divulge all the layers of it, of course, unfortunately, but definitely you can help players out. Like, so there's the relationship where you can challenge a player. There's the opposite relationship, can I say, where it's not the mobile player who actually instigate the relationship. It's the player asking for help. So you can have that too, and then he can show up and help you out with the same kind of tool that you've seen with the competitive mode. And there's also other layers to it in the forms of GIF, also in the forms of warning of stuff that can happen in the world where the person that's playing on the mobile device can help out the other player. So there's a lot of depth to it.
Emergency, please.
Hey, I'm free. Kill it now.
Hello, I need you to stay on the line.
Hey, why are you doing this?
I'm going to go out there and ask you. You are a perceived open world game. I mean, it is Chicago. It's a big city. You're coming out in November. Obviously, you have 2 other open world games.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I mean, you've got Saints Row, which is a more funny, irreverent game. You've got Grand Theft Auto 5, which is obviously a more serious game, and then you've got Watch Dogs, which is a new twist on the open world environment with a heavy amount of cyber strategy involved. How do you think you stack up, and what would you say to somebody who's an open world fan to maybe buy all 3 games? I mean, why would they go out and buy Watch Dogs? What do you bring to the table?
So when the team crafts Watch Dogs, every single bit of it is unique in the way it's executed. Afterwards, best practices can help make a game good. So we're not going to shy away from that. If you ask me exactly what makes it different, I would say the entire simulation of data flow and accessibility that we have in the game. When someone's playing a game, his brain is extremely active. So if you want to make that experience unique to him, you need to be able to bring his cerebral experience, if you want, completely elsewhere. So that means different ways of playing every layers of the game. So at the micro level at Watch Dogs, you can stand still and watch people around for 20 minutes. So there's a very dense amount of information and experience out there. So it's not about adding extra districts or stuff like that where you can do roughly the same thing. You can stand still and you get sucked into a foot chase and those kinds of things, and it starts happening to you. So that depth is very interesting at the very micro level. But if you go all the way up, Like then all the possibilities when you get into those situations, hacking around, layered on top of anything you can do, like driving, shooting, and all of that, brings you to a place where when you play the game, your options, everything you consider as a potential solutions to your problem, is completely out there and different. Like, oh, I'm gonna use that bridge, I'm gonna come by, I'm gonna bring those cops there, I'm gonna hack the train, I'm gonna stop the line of sight of that sniper by putting the train up there because he happens to be there right now. So if you're playing any form of game and you think at the micro level differently constantly, then your game is pretty unique and different. If you don't do that, then it's just an envelope. It's just something I can talk about with you and say it's different because of A, B, C, and then you play it and you're like, I really don't get it, I really don't feel it actually exists. So I think that's what makes it very different. It's been designed to be omnipresent, and it brings completely different ways of interacting with your surrounding.
Suspect is in custody.
Watch Dogs is out in November. I'm sure you've got a lot more work to do before it hits.
Like, it's a big game, we're never gonna stop until it's on the box.
Cool, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
961 Charlie, your squad put out an all call. We need backup ASAP.